All right, welcome to episode 22 of Ask EJ. That's me. All right, 3 questions. Hey, before we get started, somebody asked me the other day on like a Facebook post, where do I go to submit a question? So there's that little upside down triangle dealio right next to the title of this video. You press that, and then there's all this litany of information. The link's in there. That's where it's at. Okay.
Cool.
Number 1.
Comes from Tyler out of Phoenix, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So in a recent Ask EJ, you said your go-to is a chest rig. Are you saying that body armor is not necessary?
It's not necessary to take a shower in. It's not necessary to go sleep in. What are we talking about? Not necessary for what? Are we kicking indoors as a SWAT team? Then absolutely it's necessary. What I meant by that is the chest rig is easy to grab and go. Body armor is cumbersome to put on. Most of body armor is Velcro, so you've got to put the thing over. If it has a front flap, you've got to bring the cummerbund around. Got to hold it again, bring this one around and put it down. Lord forbid you got mag pouches on the front and blowout kits and all this other stuff. So, I mean, if you're trying to put it on to go do home defense, you know, if you've got a real low profile body armor and you've got that much time, then, you know, go ahead. I'm not saying it's not necessary. What I am saying is that a chest rig is something you can grab and go. And being in a fight is, especially a gunfight, time is of the essence. Most people that I know can't run and shoot while they're putting body armor on. So you're either going to do one or the other. Now, if you can run to your closet and make it like a telephone booth and come out with your Superman outfit on, and that's great. I can't. I got time to run to my wherever and grab my Master Blaster and start heading off down the hallway to do God's work. And if I had to bail out of the truck, think about if you were in one of those situations where the mob is out in the streets and they start beating on your cars and whatever, you know, and it's life or death. Back window's now broken. They got baseball bats coming at you. Mama's sitting in the passenger seat. Now the front windshield's cracked. You know, people are jumping on the roof and the hood. Well, I would grab the gun, do what I need to do, and if the car was disabled, I'm going to grab the chest rig and we're running. That way I carry an aid kit or a blowout bag, you know, blowout kit in there, ammo, and some other things that I may need, and we're running. I'm not going to run to the trunk or run to the back seat, pop it open, get a training time out right now and don that stuff up and, you know, put it all on, make sure it's situated, and you know, you got to run it up and then adjust the collar and then you're good. I don't have time for that. So body armor is good if you're with a team and you're going and doing a raid. If you are on the receiving end of that, you don't have time to run anywhere and put that stuff on. That's my opinion. I could be way off base here. I just have to go on my experience. So that's it. That's what I'm saying. So maybe I answered it. I mean, I know I answered it my way, but do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't go buy body armor. Go buy it. Just you're going to find that you're not going to have a whole lot of time to put it on when it comes. You know, that's something I needed to add in Force on Force. So we'll put body armor in a closet and or on the floor somewhere in another room, and you're going to run and go put that on.
That'd be cool.
We'll see how that works.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
In the dark. All right.
Cool. Next question comes from Sean out of Statesville, North Carolina. What is your thought on steel-cased ammo versus brass in both ARs and pistols?
Yeah. I mean, I use steel case for training. I really haven't had too many problems with it. Although I will say the one time I really wanted it not to be an issue is when I went to Andy's surgical speed shooting class. And It just so happened I got to the point where in that can of ammo, I got a whole bunch of like concrete primers. It seemed like the primer had a dimple in it, and it wouldn't go bang. But it wasn't my firing pin, because I went and got some brass and it shot just fine. So, but that's the only time out of like, I don't know. I think I remember one other time a couple of years ago where I had some issues with it. That was in both cases. Well, I only run that Tula, 9mm bulk stuff you can get, and it's worked out fine. I mean, yeah, I have had some issues with it on 2 separate occasions, but it wasn't anything I couldn't overcome. And for the price that it is, it's good training ammunition. So, I mean, several times I stacked bullets on top of each other with steel-cased ammo. Now, you're going to make that old man who comes out on the range on Saturdays mad when he's trying to go up there and pick up brass, and he finds all your steel-cased stuff. But that makes me giddy inside. I like that. Yeah, it's good stuff. Now, on a Glock or an M&P XD, they're going to eat that steel case pretty good. You may have some issues if you're running steel cased, in some of the other guns. We may not. The Glock and the M&Ps that I have eaten it every time. M&P Shield, M&P 9, full size, 17, Glock 17s, Glock 19s, 26, 43, not a problem whatsoever. And I used to have like an XD back in the day. I don't anymore, but it didn't have a problem with it either. So that's good. Now the thing on the AR though is that there has been several occasions for me that you're running the guns hot, you're in that 100 oh my god heat, and you fire off a round, and then that casing expands just enough to to get wedged, to get wedged in the chamber, and you have to go extract it. But it sucks too, because now your gun's down hard and you got to go, jimmy on it, and you got to deal with it. But I haven't had that happen. Well, it happened once there. So I guess really one time. That's not enough to really cause me not to buy it. I've got a bunch of it and I use it, and it works out fine. So I guess that'd be the only thing too. And then of course the old man will be mad at you when he comes pick up brass on Saturdays or Mondays, whatever that is. But I don't have an issue. I use it specifically for training. That's it. Period. For training ammo. It's not game time ammo. And then obviously an AK will eat steel case, no problem. So that's what I would say. Good for training. That's why you can buy it in bulk. It's it's good. So, all right.
Next question's from Kevin out of Indianapolis, Indiana. What type of targets would be most beneficial for practicing accuracy with a Glock 19?
Accuracy. You could try our front sight 50. You're gonna put the link down in there.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So you can try our front sight 50. That works pretty well. Works real well, actually. That's kind of why we made it. So it's great to warm up with, and then it's also great for accuracy. That's what I would do. Download the PDF and print it out on your printer, and it prints on 8.5 by 11 paper, and then just hang it up at your range or on a tree, whatever wherever you shoot at, work that. So the link will be down below. Then you can also just try 3x5 cards. Work that. If you really want to get crazy, cut the divide the 3x5 cards into thirds and see where you're at. Turn them up. So turn the card a long ways up and put it into thirds. That way you can see where you're aiming, then where your shot actually is, depending on the distance that you're at. See, a lot of people have this this idea that shooting a real gun is like shooting a gun in Call of Duty. Point of aim is point of impact, and that's not the case. So what you're looking for is, where is point of aim, point of impact on your gun, the way your sights are, how tall they are, how wide they are, whatever, and then what is the variance of any shot prior to that point of aim, point of impact distance, and then what's the variance after the point of aim, point of impact distance. So that would be hold over and hold under. And then and that's why we don't go around changing what concealed carry gun we carry all the time. Train on that gun, use that gun, and then defend your life with that gun, because you should know everything about it. Which then you got, that kind of leads me to the, you get guys who, well, I wear this gun when I'm, Mondays from 7 a.m. to 11:30, and then 11:31 I put this gun on until 2:45, and 2:45 I put this gun on because I want to put that shirt on. You're changing everything, and your body has to remember all that. Well, unless you're running the exact same sight on the exact same gun, you're introducing a variable into your everyday carry, which could end up being the variable on top of all the other little tiny variables that that you did that day, like wear flip-flops and not tennis shoes. You didn't bring a spare mag because you were wearing this. So all these little minor things that are outside the, what we would call that cone of perfection in your concealed carry, start to add up. Hopefully none of them add up enough to be the cause of you not to win your gunfight. But if the sights that you're using, and then if you change the placement of where you carry, when that adds up, hopefully they're not grading on a curve, because you go from this company's sight to that company's sight. Well, then you got these competition sights on this gun because you like to play at the range with that gun and do some other stuff with it. But today you wanted to carry it. Well, do you know your point of aim, point of impact distance? What's your hold over, what's your hold under? And inside 25 yards, it's totally insignificant. But there are some people out there who desire to shoot with precision, or at least that's how they envision that they're going to shoot the eyelashes off the guy. And so they want sights that are, absolutely perfect down to the minute level. I would just say, get a pair of sights on your gun, use that gun, use those sights, and then know your point of aim, point of impact distance. And then when you're walking around, you should know, hey, this is what 25 yards looks like at Walmart. This is what 25 yards looks like at the grocery store. This is what 25 yards look like in my house, if you can get 25 yards out of it in a straight shot. This is what 25 yards looks like from me to my neighbor's house. So you get all these points of reference to know that where's that distance that, I'm pretty good that I'm gonna make that shot. Because that's what lets you know when I have to, truly squint one eye and try to make this, what we'll call a pistol long range accurate shot. And then you should have time and all this other stuff, in your favor to help compensate with the longer, more precision shot. I went around the world and back again on that one. It's like people get hung up on that stuff, and they'll come up with these ideas or these thoughts, or they've read something somewhere and they get hooked on it. And you just need to know yours and know your gun and know your sights, period. And don't change that crap until you've perfected it so much that it's just a given. You're going to be able to pick it up and use it. So, all right.
Cool.
What was his original question? Because I've been talking for a while.
What types of targets would be most beneficial?
Are you kidding me? Did I really do that?
You just tangented a little bit
Oh
there.
my God. All right. Sorry, dude. Front sight 50. It'll be in there. Or a damn 3x5 card. Cool. Oh, that's right. Because I turned the card.
Yeah.
Right. And I started.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's not total tangent. It's helpful. Full
Right.
circle. Full circle.
Right. This is what happens, man. I get to going. All right. What number question was that?
That was number 3.
Some dude's already turned it off. Like, no, hell no. I can't keep up with this guy. All right, I'm done. Got my answer. Let's move on. If you're still watching, thank you. All right, well, appreciate it. You got to keep the questions coming in. Those are actually some pretty good questions. Keep the questions coming in. The little triangle that's pointing down, press it. Here's all this information. There's the link in there where you can submit a question.
And if you're watching on your computer, it'll be in the video if you exit out of full screen. Right there in the video for you.
Thank you, Hippie.
You're welcome.
All right. Everybody have a great day. As always, stay alert and practice often.